Christmasers, welcome back to the channel for Christmasing. I'm Jeanna Loves Christmas, and today I'm going to show you what to do with the 3 simple loops. Have you mastered them yet? If not, go back to that video and don't forget to subscribe. That's how you're gonna find out when I just randomly toss stuff out there because I was in the mood. I'm always in the mood for Christmas and I'm always in the mood for ribboning. How do I ribbon my Christmas tree? 3 simple loops, a single and a double and a triple. I have 3 trees lined up. I'm gonna ribbon them up real fast, and I'm just going to show you with the 3 simple loop technique how you can customize your own tree. I want it to be yours. First on deck is this Flock Beauty. When ribboning your tree, choose multiple widths of ribbon. I mean 4-inch, 2.5-inch, use different textures. I'm gonna use some velvets today. This really could be beautiful if I added in a sheer. I don't know if I have one, but we'll see. I'm gonna start this tree off with a single loop. A single loop because it's a delicate little tree, so it doesn't need something crazy and giant on top. So I'm going in first with the single, and I'm gonna start building the ribboning. Single, right on top. This is it's a little bit of a suggestion. You can fold it under, you don't have to leave it. Now that the single loop is there, I create a little pattern with it. Just kind of get it off-centered, starting off my little coif. You know how I like to do the top of the tree. Now the ribbon is on a roll. So the ribbon is meant to bend, and I want to see it bend. I always want to see the roundness. If you pull it like this, you're going to give your Christmas tree a strange shape. So you want to see this bend all the time. I'm going to use one of the branches, and I'm going to wrap it around, and I'm going to keep my loop. Now, if your Christmas tree doesn't have bendy branches, you can use another piece of wire and you can wire it right into the heart of the tree. This ribbon is more than glorious. It's a Ferris silk ribbon, super glorious, and I'm just gonna work it down the tree. Tucking it in, more importantly, leaving that big loop. There's a Christmas song that's highly underrated. It's body yaddy 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 yaddy. It's talking about the ribbon in the Christmas tree. So if your ribbon doesn't have body, please turn on that Christmas song and then get into the mood. We need body. Where's your ribbon coming from, Jeanna? My ribbon is on the ground. When I'm working, I leave it on the ground. Don't step on it, then you will get hurt, and that would be a Christmas catastrophe. But I leave it on the ground because I just want to move quick around my Christmas tree. So I've got a few loops going on. I've yet to include anything else, and I don't have to yet. Right here, I'm gonna pop this up. Did you see what I did with my hand there? I'm gonna pop this up, give the ribbon back its body yaddy 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 yaddy, and I'm going right back in. And I want this to be a little bit of a tighter loop. If you were doing this with a 2.5-inch ribbon, it's not wide enough to get this result. It's not gonna fill your tree, and you're gonna be like, oh, it's missing something. It's missing the width of ribbon. You need a wider ribbon. A 4-inch is a really nice ribbon to build as a base on your Christmas tree. Going back in with the single, this is a very thick ribbon, and when you're using a thick ribbon, you don't need to go in with those bigger loops yet. Save those bigger loops for some of your less dense ribbons. Right here, I'm gonna do another one of these little pop-ups, and I'm gonna get this ribbon a little more snug, almost creating the appearance of a double loop without actually doing it. Pinching my ribbon almost like I'm making a bow, but I'm not. Giving my ribbon the body and tucking it into the heart of the tree, using that branch to do what it needs to do. The branch is your assistant. It's like a Christmasing assistant. I'm gonna cut this one here. It doesn't need to go all the way down. So now we have 2 loops. I'm gonna go in with my third. I've used 10 yards of ribbon. So if you were gonna decorate this tree all the way around, you would probably want 20 to 30 yards of your 4-inch ribbon. There are 3 single loops on this tree. Loop 1, loop 2, loop 3. Now, this is where the layering starts. Remember we talked about that? What am I supposed to do with these loops, Jeanna? I don't know. Well, we layer them, and when we layer them, we're gonna create whole new levels of texture, and that's where you're gonna get, you could say, Jeanna, what you did just now looks great, and it does look great. You don't have to keep going, but you can. You can keep layering and layering and layering. This double is going to find its way right up at the top. I'm gonna leave that cute little tail sticking out. And I'm actually gonna use the same branch that the 4-inch is in, and I'm going to introduce it. So what I've done now is I'm changing the patterning of my ribbon. There are no rules here. Do it however you want. But this is how you get the ribbon to stay in the Christmas tree. All along, never, ever pulling my ribbon tight. Always keeping a really pretty, loose roll in the ribbon. I want my ribbon to feel very much at home in my Christmas tree. And you should want your ribbon to feel at home in your Christmas tree too. Okay, going in next with the triple, I'm gonna add the triple right into this middle of the tree. When you're adding in your other loops and you're doing the layering, you always add into a joint of the original ribbon. So the entire thing is building off of. I can create new joints and new loops with a secondary ribbon, but you always put your connector in to a joint. So I'm going to do the same thing here that I did on the other side. Always into the heart of the tree. Always pinching as you go so you get that little pleat. The pleat creates the pop. This is real glorious. As you can see, without any ornaments at all, I have filled up a very large portion of the front of this Christmas tree. So with my secondary ribbon, I have a triple, I have a double. I'm just gonna go in with a single, mostly because I'm running out of ribbon. And I'm gonna add it to the side. Kind of have a little bit of a hole right here. So I'm gonna bring it in. It's almost gonna look, you can tell, like it's coming off of this one. So the ribbon started and then it split. That feels good. Bringing it all the way down. However the ribbon really feels like it wants to roll. The end. I wasn't going to add a sheer into this Christmas tree, but I changed my mind. When I'm designing a Christmas tree, I always choose a good 4-inch ribbon. I love a 2.5 inch. I always like to bring in a pattern, and I really almost always have a mesh in the tree. A mesh brings a transparency, even if you only use a few little spurts of it here and there. It brings in a transparency you're just not going to get when you use a denser velvet, albeit gorgeous velvet. Now I'm gonna go in with a simple loop, single simple loop, and I'm going to put this right into the joint of this particular ribbon. Reintroducing it, I am gonna use the wire. I'm not gonna use a lot of this, but I really just wanted you to see what adding a sheer did. It definitely brings in this whole other level of goodness. And I'm not going to use a lot. So pretty. Cut it. Okay, let's just look at that. See what it did there? It added a whole nother level. It added some sparkle, and it really continues to give this look more movement. There's always something good when you add a little glitter. Going to add one more right here. Nope, I'm gonna add it right there. And this one I'm gonna have coming off to this side. So you don't need a lot, but layering these loops, I bet you didn't think you could create so much magic with some simple loops, but you really can, and it really is this easy. Okay, let me give that a cut. And while only the front of the tree is done, that's what that looks like. I'm gonna go in real quick and pop in some picks and ornaments so that we can look at what the fully decorated tree, not the back, will look like. I went in with my smallest, prettiest ornament, and I've added it into the tree in a pattern. When you're real short on ornaments, you should get real good on ribboning. As the tree is starting to fill up, you're gonna notice in the joints, which is where the ribbon connects to the heart of the Christmas tree, I've added into all of those joints picks, some ornaments, and I continue to break up and layer, breaking up a constant pattern, but layering so that the tree has lots of dimension. Ribbon gives back. Ribbon is much like me and like you. We bring it all in and then we give it all back. So put the ribbon into the heart real good. That's where all the love's gonna come from. It really is that simple. This was a very simple ribboning pattern down a really beautiful and simple Christmas tree for a very delicate and glorious result. Okay, next tree. Next tree. Oh, a black Christmas tree. I do love a black Christmas tree. I'm going in with this rich, plush, beautiful velvet. Has a little gold lame on the back. It's stunning, stunning, stunning. This is a Ferris silk ribbon. I'm gonna go in with a triple on top. Yes, I am. I'm gonna make a triple and I'm gonna go in and I'm really gonna fill this tree a lot. I don't have very many ornaments for it, but I wanted to use my black Christmas tree because it was set up in the studio, but I wanna also show you different techniques and different ways to apply the 3 simple loops. So I'm gonna go in with the triple right into the top of the tree. Going right in with the triple. I'm gonna connect it right into that very top branch. Let it give my tree a little bit of extra height. So pretty. This one I'm gonna do a little bit different. This tree doesn't have a lot of bendy branches, and I wanna keep some of these loops very close together. And then I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut it real quick right here. I want this to feel a little bit more like I'm hopping around on this look. I wanna break it up. It's a little more of a classic, more joyful patterning. And that's really where your artistry comes into play. I'm gonna bring a double over to the side. Gosh, this ribbon just sings. Oh, if I were a ribbon, this is the ribbon I would be. This is stunning. Carrying it down. Do you see this patterning come into play? I have a triple, I have a double. Just for funsies, let's just do a single at the bottom. And cut that ribbon. And I'm never gonna think twice about it. No regrets. No regrets. I only had 10 yards of this, so I'm gonna make a couple more singles and I'm gonna work my way down. Oh, and I can't wait to show you what's next. Oh, I'm excited to use this ribbon. Next, I'm going in with this black 2.5 inch. This is Black Glitter Magic. It's stunning. And oh, I cannot wait to put this in the Christmas tree. I'm gonna make, what am I gonna make? I'm gonna make a double for the top. No, maybe I'm gonna make a triple. I don't know, just gonna go as I go. This is a lined glitter ribbon, so it has a lot of body and texture in it. And it's gonna hold the form. As you can see, all these ribbons are really holding their form. Always looking for ribbon to outperform. I'm gonna put this right into this one. And then I'm gonna use my hands and I'm gonna somewhat manipulate these ribbons together. Oh, I cannot. Oh, it's so pretty. Everyone online right now trying to find Black Glitter Magic ribbon. I know, I feel the same way. I feel the exact same way about it. I couldn't wait to put this on a black Christmas tree. Always giving it the pop and working my way down. This is just beautiful. Oh. I love it. Love it, love it. I hope you can see how pretty that looks. When you manipulate your ribbon, 2 fingers, you go in and you just kind of create like a little fanning effect, just like that. Not like this. That's wrong. This is right, just like that. It's very satisfying. For you and the ribbon. Okay, I'm going in next with a double. And I'm gonna figure out where I wanna marry this. And I actually am gonna keep it kind of close to the front of the tree. Oh my God, every time I put it in, my heart skips a beat. Every time. I'm gonna bring this in. I'm gonna work this one out a little bit. I'm gonna bring it close together. If the theory of filling your tree with the ribbon is what you're trying to accomplish, then you are gonna wanna keep some of those loops kind of close together. I'm gonna cut that because I can, and I'm gonna tuck that tail in. So that tail I'm not gonna see, this tail I am going to see. I'm never taking this tree apart. I really love this. I love all of them. I was like, where are we going to store that? I don't know. That's not my problem. Love this so much. I'm going back in with the double. I realized I've kept 2 doubles going down. Did I? Yes, I kept 2 doubles going down. Adding it right into this joint. The black and the red next to each other is superb. Even though this is a black Christmas tree, and I'm using black glittery ribbon, I still find this to be very, very traditional. It's kind of a nod to tradition in a lot of ways, even though it's not very normal. But guess what? This is what my normal looks like. Gonna make a few more. I'm gonna stay with my doubles. And if you noted, when I added the double, like this was my single loop, the single right here. See what I did? Just making it round again. I'm gonna add the double in. So it's like almost getting a triple using a single and a double. I'm not super good at math, but I got that right on point. People always say, how many ornaments do you need to decorate a 7-foot tree? And my answer is, you need 4 carts. You need 4 carts of ornaments. That's how much density is gonna fill up your Christmas tree. I'm at 10 yards with my black glitter magic. I have another rule. I'm gonna add just a little more on the side. Just a little more. Going to keep my double. Are you understanding the layering? I wish we could do a Q&A right here. I really do. But I promised this was simple. And as I'm doing it, I realize this is what I do and I know that I'm good at it. But I think you're gonna be good at it too, because we just took all the pressure off. This tree does not look like that tree. I did different things, but the tree's still full. I'm gonna equate it to childbirth. It doesn't matter how your child was born, at home in a bathtub, in a hospital, with a C-section, the final result is the same. It's kind of the same thing when you're ribbing your Christmas tree. You cut the umbilical cord. And no matter how you have a baby, you always cut the umbilical cord. So ribbing a Christmas tree is a little bit like childbirth and delivery, labor and delivery. Her analogies just get so much stranger as the season goes on. Oh, so good. So good. Okay. Ribbons in. I'm gonna go in. Okay. This was an ornament I posted on Instagram and it got oohs and ahs. And so I made sure to get some. And I knew do you see the traditional part now? Do you see now this is when all the horses coming in and everyone's in their horsey boots and everybody looks like they're straight out of a Ralph Lauren catalog. I still don't know what I'm talking about, but I think you do. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna add these ornaments. And that just feels so traditional to me. Three simple loops, 3 trees, last tree. I'm gonna go in first and I'm gonna pop in some picks and I'm just gonna make it a little bit of a hat. This next ribbon is very commanding and it is definitely gonna steal the show. But sometimes you just like a little pop at the top. So I'm gonna give this tree that. And now, let's go get that showstopper. This is a plaid that screams Nutcracker vibes. It's so beautiful. I wish I had some nutcrackers here to toss in my tree, but I do not. I'm going to go in at the top with the double. Oh, that's perfect. This was started with the single, this was started with the triple, this is gonna be started with the double. Oh, this ribbon is just dreamy. I don't care if this palette isn't in your house or not, it's undeniably gorgeous. Okay. So beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna start it a little bit lower this time. Down here, I'm gonna start it. I'm gonna manipulate that tail so it comes down in the back. And I really want my little poppy double to be what's seen. I want it to be these cute little double on top. I'm going to cut this because I want this tree to have a little bit of a different feel, but I mostly just want you to see the different ways you can do it. You don't have to do it a singular way. Your way is the right way. Is it the right way I just cut this? I don't know, but I did it, so it's gonna be my right way for today. I'm gonna make a single, and I'm gonna come in, and I'm gonna connect it right in here, right into the middle, 2/3 of the way up. And I'm gonna start working this pattern down. Oh, I love a stripe. Yes, I do. And what am I gonna do? I'm just gonna cut it one more time. I don't know why. Now I'm just doing it to freak you out. If you're afraid to cut your ribbon, this is therapy. It's called ribbon therapy, and you're gonna be fine. It's gonna end well for both of us, I promise. The ribbon too. Staying with the single. I come up and almost finish that little top. Building dimension to the side of the tree, so when all is said and done, it still has the same kind of dimension if you're looking at it from this way or this way. You want the same kind of dimension. What's she gonna do now? I'm probably gonna cut the ribbon again. Did I worry? Goodness, no. It's the book I used to read to my kid. Feed the Cat. Feed the Cat would just cut the ribbon. He wouldn't worry, so just cut the ribbon. Going in next with another single. Building around the tree, getting my dimension. I wonder if this pattern comes in a ball gown. I would wear that. That would be my Jeanna, your Christmas Day outfit looks very similar to that ribbon you used in your video. I know, I made it. I made it. I also have this fun fuchsia 2.5 inch. I'm going to put this in and mix it together, do a little Mary, even though I have to say, I'm using single loops. This tree maybe is just gonna be single loops because you're like, Jeanna, I got the single, but that double and the triple, I couldn't get it. That's okay. Single, it's just a single loop. It's like halfway tying your shoelace. You can do this. I'm gonna put this one right in the top. Hi. Hi. Create a little bit of something. And cut my ribbon. And just cut the ribbon like it didn't matter. It likes it. It likes to be free and get a little pop in the tail. I'm gonna make a double here. And I'm gonna have it coming out at the top too. And I'm gonna guide this one down lower. So it's right in the joint, almost meeting. It's like a little hug, a little ribboning hug. And I'm gonna bring this one down in the front to just add more color to this green tree. A lot of times I decorate trees and people are like, you can't see any of the tree. And my answer is always gonna be the same. Well, the tree wasn't that special. And this tree, I really like this tree. This is one of my favorite trees when I do little demos or lives on the fly. This is the tree I use and I'm a fan. So I'm gonna actually I'm going to let the tree be seen. In all of these videos, all these trees we just did, you can see the branches. But don't get me wrong, if I had a lot of ornaments, that might not be the case. I'm gonna go in with a single right down the middle, adding it into the joint. So some get to be on their own, just ripple down the tree, that body, and the others get to be married and something comes down through with it. All the while, as you can tell, the way this ribbon is sitting in the tree, it's just giving back. I gently tucked it into the heart and it's giving back to me. It doesn't require a lot. It just requires some guidance. Let's see, so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna add just another little piece on the side. Just another little piece. Oh, I wanna keep this one too. I wanna keep all the Christmas trees. We're so busy right now. They're gonna actually get to stay decorated. We don't have time to take them apart. All right. This is another little single. I'm gonna bring it down just for another little end piece. And I would be doing the same thing all the way around the Christmas tree. I think you already know that. Lovely, lovely. Now I don't have hardly any ornaments for this, but I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna fill this up with a few larger size ornaments, and then we're just gonna let it be what it is. Some really gorgeous ribbon sitting on a really pretty tree. What goes on the tree first? The ribbon. What do you do when you put your ornaments on and you run out? You get more ribbon. You can apply more later. You can go back in, you can add more texture. Never forget, it's your tree. So you can do whatever you want. But please start your Christmas tree at the top and decorate the back. As you can see, I have a hole and I am completely out of ornaments for this tree. I know the red ones didn't really match, but like I said, I wasn't planning to do this. And I'm gonna go in and add just a few more loops in here. It's gonna fill up my space like a minute like this. Keep my integrity of my loops in check. I'm gonna give this a little cut and I'm gonna have it popping out. You can get the pop by just touching the bottom and the back where you connected it and get that pleat popping back out the right way. That's how you can get that going. And that's that. So now I'm gonna throw in a few picks and then I'm gonna call this one done. This video was created for one reason and one reason only, to teach you how to use my 3 simple loops when applying them into a Christmas tree. I hope you got exactly what you came for, and if not, DM me on Instagram. I'll always be there to answer your questions. Thank you for Christmasing with me today.